No spoilers, no spoilers, no spoilers. This is a spoiler-free review of It, the 2017 movie remake of the original 1990 miniseries based upon the Stephen King novel of the same name. Now, I was a fan of the original, the miniseries. I never read the book. So when I saw the trailer, the first few trailers for this remake several months ago, my initial reaction was skepticism. First of all, I didn't like the look of the clown, Pennywise. And on top of that, I'm not generally a fan of these modern remakes that they're making because most of them, in my view, are inferior to the originals. So I was definitely skeptical about this movie. But the fact that I'm doing this review at all should show you something. I have to say that I was quite impressed by what I actually saw. Now, I'm going to give you a vague overview of the movie, the things I liked, the things I didn't like, and some comparisons to the 1990 miniseries, particularly comparing the different portrayals of Pennywise the clown. Now, first of all, the things I liked. Well, I'm a child of the 80s, so naturally I like the nostalgic 80s feel that the movie has. It portrays the 80s very, very well in terms of the clothes people are wearing, even the grade of the film, the way the actual film looks on camera, even the cinematography. A lot of it is just very, very 80s. It feels like an 80s film in many ways, which again to me it it brought up feelings of nostalgia for me. So I liked that. I liked the fact that the movie don't take too long to get going. It jumps you into scares and all that kind of stuff relatively quickly. So that's one thing I liked. The original miniseries, because of the fact that it was a miniseries, took a little bit of time to get going, from what I remember anyway. Whereas this, because it's in a movie format, it jumps you in a lot earlier. So I like that. I liked the dialogue between the characters. There was a lot of humor in there, a lot of jokes, a lot of wisecracks, some good writing and whatnot. The movie is multifaceted and it's multi-layered. There's a lot going on. There's dark things going on in this movie, disturbing things aside from Pennywise. There's more than just one thing going on. There's not just a monster in a movie, because that's essentially what it really is. It's a monster movie. I mean, you can tell that from the trailers. But there's more going on than it just being a monster movie. Although a lot of the things that are going on with other elements, other characters within the movie who are malevolent, they may actually let me not even say. But there are other elements. That's all I can tell you. There are other malevolent elements within the movie aside from the clown, which for me enrich the movie and make it more interesting. And also, another one of the things I liked about the movie is the characters are more, to me anyway, the way I see, they're more fleshed out than they were in the original miniseries. There's a bit more depth to them, in my view. The things I didn't like about the movie, just vaguely, I think maybe towards the middle of the movie it starts dragging a little bit and then picks up towards the end. So there is a section maybe in the middle where it is dragging slightly. Now, Tim Curry, the guy who played Pennywise in the original miniseries in 1990, his version of the clown was very clownish. And what I mean by that is a clown is a circus act, right? And he brought that element to that character. He was always doing clownish type things, and they had this like clown music playing whenever Tim Curry's Pennywise would appear on screen, or for a lot of the scenes anyway. So they played up that clown element of a circus performing clown. This version of Pennywise, and again, I don't know the actor's name, you'll have to forgive me, but this version of Pennywise, the clown element is kind of downplayed, you know? They don't really play up the clown element. He's not wisecracking and doing all the clownish things that the original Pennywise was. So some people may like that, some people may not like that. One thing I can say about Pennywise overall is that he's definitely not as charismatic as the Tim Curry portrayal of Pennywise. Okay, that's what I will say. But the things that I feel are superior about this Pennywise, because I don't think his look is superior to Tim Curry's Pennywise, and I don't think his personality is superior. But what is superior is because of modern CGI, because of even modern cinematography and whatnot, the scares for me in this movie with Pennywise are superior to the scares in the original miniseries because of the way that the movie is shot, because of the way Pennywise is shot, because of the build up to the scares, because of the cinematography and all that kind of stuff. For me, the Pennywise is very creepy in this movie. Very creepy. Not really because of the actor's performance, but just because of the way, as I say, that they set up the scares. If that makes sense. So those of you who have seen the movie, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I'm going to end this review right here. I don't normally do movie reviews. The fact that I'm doing this one shows you that I actually did like this movie. Because again, it's not often you see them uploaded on this channel. So yeah, I'm not going to give it a star rating or anything like that, because I don't normally do movie reviews. But I'll just say that I highly recommend this movie. If you're a fan of horror, and especially if you like the original 1990 miniseries, you may like this. I mean, some of you are so nostalgic and you probably want it to be exactly the same as the miniseries. It's not. It's different than the miniseries. The scares are different. The setup to the scares are different. There are obviously similarities because they're both to some degree based on the book, the Stephen King novel. But I'm not sure which one stays more faithful to the book because I haven't read the book. But just as a movie, because the miniseries came out on VHS, from what I remember. It came out on VHS. So it came out in a movie format anyway. But it was originally designed as a miniseries. This, because it was, this 2017 remake works as a movie better because it was designed as a movie in the first place. And on top of that, horror has moved on since then. Filmmaking techniques have moved on. That doesn't necessarily mean that all films are better now than they were back then. In fact, they're usually not, but they have certain techniques now which they've refined that give directors and filmmakers the opportunity to make a superior movie from a technical point of view. And when you're dealing with horrors, the technical aspect of the movie is very important in terms of the editing, the lighting, the cinematography, all that kind of thing is very important for creating the scares. And they do that well in this movie, better in this movie in my view than they did in the original miniseries. So yeah, highly recommended. If you're a horror fan, go watch the movie It. If you haven't seen the original, again, this ain't a sequel, so you can go watch this movie. You don't need to see anything else beforehand or whatever. Just go watch it. So yeah, anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Were you a fan of the original? Have you read the book? Have you seen this movie? And if so, what did you think about it? Please don't leave any spoilers. That's one thing I'll say. Don't put any spoilers in the comment section and spoil it for other people. Alright? Let me know how you feel. It's happening. I'm out.